All right, let's crack open the whole topic of online security, but we're going to use one really simple idea to make it all click: the digital deadbolt. Let's get right into it.
So, let's just start with a quick question for you. Think about your entire online life for a second. I'm talking email, banking, social media, the whole shebang. Is the digital front door to all of that really secure? Because, while most of us would probably say yes, we might just be fooling ourselves.
And to figure that out, we have to look at the most basic lock that pretty much all of us use every single day: the password.
Yeah, this is what most of us think of as our digital front door.
And let's think of it just like this. Your password, it's really just a simple doorknob lock. It's there, it does a basic job, and it is the absolute first line of defense. But come on, we all know a doorknob lock isn't exactly Fort Knox, right? And here's where that weakness becomes crystal clear. If your password, your doorknob, is something super simple like password123, well, that's basically a bump key. A thief doesn't need to be some kind of genius. They just need a really common tool to walk right into your digital home. It's that easy.
So if the doorknob isn't enough, what do? Well, in the real world, the answer's obvious. We install a second, much stronger lock. We install the Deadbolt.
And here it is, the solution in a nutshell. Your password, that's the doorknob. But that little code you get on your phone, the one from something called Two-Factor Authentication, or 2FA, that's the Deadbolt. It's a completely separate, much tougher lock working right alongside the first one.
So what is this two-factor authentication thing exactly? Well, it's just a second layer that proves it's really you trying to log in. It works by combining something you know, which is your password, with something you physically have, like your phone. It is quite literally the deadbolt for your digital door.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does this quote-unquote digital deadbolt actually work when you're just trying to check your email? Well, it's way simpler than you might think. Let's just walk right through it.
Look, it's just 3 quick steps. First, you put in your password. That's you turning the doorknob. Second, the website pings your phone with a unique temporary code. And third, you just type that code in and click. That's it. That's you turning the key in the deadbolt. You're in.
So here's the most important part. A hacker in another country could totally steal your password. They can turn that digital doorknob all day long. It doesn't matter. Because they don't have your physical phone in their hand, they can't get that code. The deadbolt stays locked. They stay out. Simple as that.
Okay, but I know what some of you are probably thinking. There are always reasons not to add an extra step to anything, right? So let's just tackle the most common concerns people have about this head on.
The biggest one I hear by far is this: another step. Isn't it just too much work to do every single time I log in? And you know what? It's a fair question. We're all busy. So what's the reality? It adds, on average, about 10 seconds to the login process. And here's the best part. You usually only have to do it when you log in on a new device. For your daily routine on your own computer or phone, it might be once, maybe twice a month, if that. 10 seconds for total peace of mind. Seems like a good trade to me.
All right, this is the other big one, the big fear. What if I lose my phone or it breaks? Am I now locked out of my own digital house forever? I mean, that's a terrifying thought.
Thankfully, there's a built-in safety net for this exact problem. Pretty much every single service that offers this digital deadbolt also gives you something called backup codes.
Just think of these codes as your emergency spare key. The one you hide under a fake rock in the garden or give to a trusted neighbor. When you first set up your 2FA, you just print these codes out and stick them somewhere physically safe, like in a desk drawer. If you ever lose your phone, no big deal. You just grab one of those codes to get back in.
So we've seen how weak a simple password can be, and we've seen how strong adding that second layer is. It's time to bring it all together. It's time to lock up.
So let's just recap the whole idea real quick. Your password, that's the doorknob. It offers basic protection. 2FA, that's the deadbolt, a really strong separate lock. And it works because a hacker can't get their hands on your physical phone. It only adds a few seconds to your login, and those backup codes? Well, they're your spare key to make sure you never get locked out.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. In the real world, you would never, ever leave your house for the day without locking the deadbolt. So why would you leave your entire digital life, your money, your private messages, your identity, protected by just a simple doorknob? It's time to install that digital deadbolt.